This video is for educational purposes only. Viewers are responsible for ensuring their use of IPTV services complies with local laws and regulations. Blankson does not endorse illegal streaming or copyright infringement. Have you ever set up an IPTV service only to discover it doesn't work with your favorite player? Or maybe you're confused about whether you should choose Xtream Codes or Stalker protocol for your setup. Today I'm breaking down the ultimate IPTV protocol showdown that will save you hours of frustration and potential wasted money. Stay tuned for my shocking discovery about which protocol performs better during peak streaming hours. It's not what most experts claim. The streaming landscape has completely transformed how we consume media. Traditional cable subscriptions are plummeting, while services like Netflix, Disney+, and Hulu continue to gain millions of subscribers each quarter. But these mainstream platforms only offer a fraction of the content available worldwide. This is precisely where IPTV comes in, delivering thousands of channels and on-demand content through your internet connection instead of traditional broadcast methods. But to make IPTV work seamlessly, you need the right protocol, essentially the language your device uses to communicate with IPTV servers. Today we're examining the two dominant protocols in the IPTV world, Xtream Codes and Stalker. These two systems power the majority of IPTV services available today, but they operate quite differently. Making the right choice between them can be the difference between a frustrating, buffer-filled experience and silky smooth streaming bliss. Xtream Codes exploded in popularity around 2016 and quickly became the most widely adopted IPTV protocol worldwide. At its core, Xtream Codes is a content management system designed specifically for IPTV providers. It allows services to organize and deliver their content library efficiently. What makes Xtream Codes stand out is its incredibly user-friendly approach. The protocol works through simple URL-based access. When you sign up for an IPTV service using Xtream Codes, you typically receive three key pieces of information: a host URL, a username, a password. Entering these credentials into any compatible app or player immediately gives you access to all available content. It really is that simple. No complicated configuration required. The Xtream Codes interface typically organizes content into three main sections. 1. Live TV, categorized channels from around the world. 2. VOD, video on demand, movies and TV shows available for on-demand viewing. 3 series, complete seasons of shows arranged by Category 1 of Xtream Codes. Biggest strengths is its comprehensive EPG electronic program. Guide integration. This displays what's currently playing and upcoming shows across all channels, just like traditional cable TV guides, but often more detailed. The guide typically covers 7 to 14 days of programming, allowing you to plan your viewing or set recordings in advance. Speaking of recording, many Xtream Codes players support PVR, personal video recording functionality. This lets you record live broadcasts directly to your device's storage for later viewing, perfect for catching that sports game when you're not home. The protocol's widespread adoption means it's compatible with virtually every IPTV player on the market. Whether you're using TVMate, IPTV Smarter's Perfect Player, or GSE Smart IPTV, all support Xtream Codes right out of the box. This compatibility extends across platforms too, from Android TV boxes to iOS devices, smart TVs, and even web browsers. Financially, Xtream Codes typically offers excellent value. Services using this protocol generally cost between $10 to $15 monthly for thousands of channels and extensive VOD libraries. The setup costs are minimal since you're not required to purchase specific hardware. Any streaming device you already own will likely work fine. Now let's shift gears to Stalker, also known as Ministra or middleware. Unlike Xtream Codes' open approach, Stalker was developed as a more controlled ecosystem, originally designed for set-top boxes using the Informer MAG platform. Stalker operates using a fundamentally different approach. Instead of the simple username password URL combination, Stalker uses MAC addresses to authenticate devices. MAC, Media Access Control. Address is a unique hardware identifier assigned to each network interface. In the context of Stalker, your device's MAC address acts like a digital signature that the IPTV service recognizes. The technical setup for Stalker is typically more involved. 1. You'll need a portal URL, the server address. 2. Your device's MAC address must be registered with the IPTV provider. 3. Some services also require a specific portal number or name. Once configured, Stalker delivers an extremely refined user experience. The interface is often more polished than Xtream Codes implementations, with customized menus, advanced filtering options, and intuitive navigation designed specifically for TV screens and remote controls rather than touch screens. One area where Stalker truly shines is stability. Because the protocol was built from the ground up for dedicated IPTV hardware, it typically offers more consistent performance, especially during high traffic periods. The direct device-to-server communication eliminates many of the intermediate steps that can cause buffering or playback issues. Stalker supports an impressive array of features, including multi-screen viewing for watching several channels simultaneously, advanced parental controls with pin protection, time-shifting capabilities to pause and rewind, live TV, detailed channel and program information, customizable favorites, and recently watched lists. The protocol works best with dedicated IPTV set-top boxes, particularly MAG devices manufactured by Infomere. These purpose-built boxes come pre-configured for Stalker and offer the most seamless experience. However, Stalker middleware can also work on other platforms through specialized apps like STB Emulator. The downsides? Stalker services typically come at a premium price point, often $15 to $25 monthly compared to similar Xtream Codes services. Additionally, you may need to purchase specific hardware to get the optimal experience, adding to the initial investment. The content libraries, while high quality, sometimes offer fewer international channels than Xtream Codes services. Comparison: Xtream Codes versus Stalker. Now that we understand both protocols, let's compare them head-to-head across several key factors that matter most to everyday users. Ease of setup: Xtream Codes 9 out of 10, simple credentials, entry works on most devices. Stalker 6 out of 10. More technical setup often requires MAC address, registration device compatibility. Xtream Codes 9 out of 10, works on virtually any modern streaming device. Stalker 7 out of 10, best with dedicated hardware, limited third-party app support, user interface. Xtream Codes 7 out of 10, functional but varies widely between apps. Stalker 9 out of 10, consistent, polished, TV-oriented experience stability. During peak hours, Xtream Codes 7 out of 10 can experience slowdowns during major events. Stalker 9 out of 10, more stable connection management reduces buffering. Content library size: Xtream Codes 9 out of 10 typically offers larger international selection. Stalker 7 out of 10 usually focuses on quality over quantity. EPG reliability. Morolgers Xtream Codes 8 out of 10, comprehensive guide but occasional mismatches. Stalker 9 out of 10, more accurate program information but sometimes less extensive. Price value: Xtream Codes 8 out of 10, more affordable with no specific hardware requirements. Stalker 7 out of 10, higher quality, but at premium price point plus potential hardware costs. Security features: Xtream Codes 6 out of 10, username, password authentication is less secure. Stalker 8 out of 10, MAC address binding provides better security. Now let me share a real-world test I conducted last month during the championship game. I set up identical devices side by side, one using Xtream Codes and one using Stalker, to stream the same sports channel at 4K quality. During normal viewing, both performed excellently with no noticeable difference. However, at peak viewership, around halftime, the Xtream Codes stream began buffering intermittently while the Stalker connection maintained rock-solid performance throughout. The difference wasn't dramatic, but it was definitely noticeable, especially during crucial moments when buffering is most frustrating. That said, when I tested a different Xtream Codes provider with better server infrastructure later that week, the performance gap narrowed significantly. This highlights an important point. The quality of your provider matters just as much as the protocol they use. Choosing the best IPTV protocol for you. After months of testing both protocols across various services and devices, here's my practical advice for choosing between them. Choose Xtream Codes if you're new to IPTV and want the simplest setup process. You'll be using multiple different devices to access your service. International channels are important to your viewing habits. Budget is a primary consideration. You enjoy trying different IPTV player apps to find your favorite. Choose Stalker if stability and consistent performance are your top priorities. You're willing to invest in dedicated hardware for the best experience. You primarily watch on a single TV rather than mobile devices. Technical buffering issues have frustrated you in the past. You prefer a polished cable-like interface over raw functionality. For most viewers just getting started with IPTV, I recommend beginning with an Xtream Codes service. The lower barrier to entry, both technically and financially, makes it ideal for exploring what IPTV has to offer. You can always upgrade to a Stalker-based service later if you find specific limitations. However, if you're setting up a primary entertainment system for your living room and want the most reliable cable-like experience possible, spending the extra money on a mag box and Stalker service will pay dividends in reliability and user experience. Some advanced users even maintain subscriptions to both types of services, using Stalker for their main viewing and Xtream Codes as a backup or for mobile viewing. While this might seem excessive, the combined cost is still typically less than traditional cable packages. Conclusion: both Xtream Codes and Stalker have earned their places as the dominant protocols in today's IPTV landscape, each with distinct advantages. Xtream Codes wins on flexibility, compatibility, and value, while Stalker excels in stability, user experience, and performance reliability. The good news is that many IPTV providers now offer both protocol options with a single subscription. If you're signing up for a new service, ask if they support both Xtream Codes and Stalker access. This gives you the freedom to experiment and find what works best for your specific setup. Remember that the IPTV world continues to evolve rapidly. New protocols and technologies emerge regularly, potentially offering even better experiences in the future. Staying flexible and open to change is key to maintaining the best possible streaming setup. What's been your experience with these protocols? Have you noticed significant differences between Xtream Codes and Stalker? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your real-world experiences help everyone in our community make better decisions. If you found this comparison helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more streaming technology breakdowns. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss my latest tech recommendations.